through more magnolia petals, both on the tree and on the ground. This is Wadda's Memory with its droopy petals, but makes a lovely impression on the tree as a whole. Past Star Wars, a very robust magnolia. To one of my favorites, which is Athene. I think she's pretty sumptuous, don't you? And to offset all the pinkness, here is a yellow Coreopsis making a punctuation mark in amongst the magnolias. This is a Coreopsis that I used to know as Veitchiana, which is now a form of Coreopsis sinensis. But it's a lovely show every spring. And you can see what I mean by a punctuation mark when you see it under an arch of Magnolia Athene. I thought I would take you to 3 Chinese shrubs with dangling sort of catkins called Stachyurus. Now this one, I think, is the most splendid of all of them. And if you can have a curtain of flowers, in the last video the berberis was sort of dripping. This, however, seems to have formed a curtain of these fantastic dangling flowers. This is Stachyurus magpie, and it has variegated foliage. But the thing about the foliage is that it's a very clean white and green. So I think very attractive in the summer. Distracted as I was by the Stachyurus magpie, I suddenly saw that this tree had some lovely new growth on it. This is a tree I bought as Stransvaesia davidiana, or Photinia davidiana. It keeps swapping between the two, and really it's formed quite a big tree with new growth, not really as bright red as the well-known Photinia red robin, but never mind. It's after 25 years, it's really formed quite a substantial tree with lovely colour, especially from a distance. Now we're coming up to another Stachyurus. This one is a bit sort of gawky, and some of it seems to be resting on this pistachio tree. But it's got the dingly-dangly catkins, and it's quite decorative in its way, somewhat subdued way. This is selected from a species called Stachyurus chinensis, and has been given the name Selina probably because it's got a little longer catkins than the type. On our way to see the next Stachyurus, I'm pausing by this suckering yellow-flowered shrub, rather lanky, throws up long shoots. It's a member of the rose family, and you can probably see the family likeness in this big single yellow flower. It used to be only available in its double pom-pom form, plena, but it became available in this rather nice, I think, single large flowered form called Golden Guinea. So this is Kerria japonica Golden Guinea. And the third Stachyurus is flowering above this carpet of petals of Magnolia peppermint stick. It's quite floriferous. This one is another variegated form called, slightly nauseatingly, Joy Forever. Well, matter of opinion. But it has yellow and green variegated leaves. Again, forms quite a tall shrub here. But I think magpie takes the prize for the most flowers and the beauty of the variegated foliage. Coming back along the lowest path in the garden, just for a bit of fun, I want to show you this Arisarum with its sagittate leaves. But when you rummage about under the leaves, you suddenly find there are some purple and white mice with their long tails. Isn't that fun? You have to explore a bit. Coming past these rather weird podophyllums collected in China with their naturally spotted leaves, I come across a lovely patch of erythronium, trout lilies. Wonderful. We're approaching a very venerable Buddleia. As you can see from the trunk, it dates back 40 years. Luckily, it sprouts and produces these lovely flowers which are balanced against grey foliage. It's spring flowering, unlike many Buddleias. This is Buddleia farreri, which also takes many forms. But this is a lovely, glowing, pale lilac. And really, if it's near dusk, these flowers really do tend to glow. A lovely Buddleia for spring. Now, nestling below Buddleia farreri is this sweet little daffodil, double daffodil, looking a bit raggedy now. This is Queen Anne's double jonquil, Narcissus aesthetensis, which was described in 1601 in a catalogue of the Bishop of Oersted's garden. So we know it's been going since at least 1600. And here it is to this day. While we can still see it because the fern next door hasn't grown up. Here's this lovely patch of Cyclamen repandum album. Beautiful. If you can hear above the bird song, the robin's especially loud. I want to show you this fantastic Pieris, which has got these wonderful spiky new growths in a good scarlet red. This is called Roe Allen Spike, Pieris Roe Allen Spike, and my goodness me, it makes quite a show. Only one lot of flower that I can see down there, but never mind. This is a good substitute for flowering. As I come up the steps, I wish you could smell through this video, but there's a lovely spicy aroma of the buffalo currant from the United States. I put it near the path so you could get a waft of it as you pass. Coming through the petals that have fallen off Magnolia Heaven scent, and going towards Camellia Leonard Messel, which is still flowering after 6 weeks. I want to show you this lovely sort of weeping camellia, tiny flowers, but planted at the corner of this junction of the paths because of its wonderful habit. And then, looking closely, we've got lovely little flowers with red flecks. Which are delightful en masse, even though they're small. This is a camellia called Cupido. Finding itself in this rather rough area is a lovely pink rhododendron, which has been here about 25 years, perhaps 20 years. Was in a group of rhododendrons, but now is on its own. This is Rhododendron spiciferum, spicy, and that refers to when you rub the leaves, you get a lovely spicy scent from them. It's forming quite a nice sort of shrub with a trunk.